Quiet on the set, Common Sense is at Sports Studio, the entertainment industry's leading sports service provider. If it's sports related and on a screen, they probably made it happen. They help bring iconic movies like League of Their Own and Any Given Sunday to life, and now they're going to teach us all about authenticity and how important it is on and off the field and how they're making it all happen. If it's scripted and it's sports, there's a good chance Sports Studio helped bring it to life. The production service company dates back nearly 40 years and has worked on Oscar-worthy films including Field of Dreams, Ali, and more recently, Foxcatcher.
What do you hope to achieve, Mark?
I want to be the best in the world.
They've also brought lots of laughs working on comedies like Space Jam, The Wedding Ringer, and special Super Bowl sketches with comedians Key and Peele.
Oh, not today, baby. Not today. Oh, gee. Come on.
Any sport that you could imagine, we have the inventory there.
Mark Kesterer, the president and CEO of Sports Studio, gave us a tour of their 20,000 square foot warehouse and office located in Torrance, which is easily accessible from the 405 or 110 freeways.
The company Sports Studio was started 7 years ago. My partners and I bought this company called Sports Robe, like wardrobe, which was started in the early 70s.
Sports Robe made its big break in Hollywood back in 1979 by providing costumes for the film North Dallas 40.
The folklore has it that the NFL was involved with the project, but once they got on set and realized the content that was being shot, they backed away, and so they went to this company in Westchester and asked for football uniforms.
And so marked the start of a company that is now considered the entertainment industry's leading sports service provider. They specialize in 5 areas: wardrobe, props, casting, choreography, and product placement. Yeah, so it's not just the uniform. You create the whole the sports environment.
Everything that's needed to make that scene look authentic.
Authenticity is key. Sports Studio pays close attention to detail, and that's everything from the decal and design of a helmet to shoes matching the right time period, and even making sure each actor moves and does exactly what a player would do.
A lot of people, don't realize what goes into a commercial or a TV show or a movie, but once we explain our company and they see what we do here, they never look at things the same again. They'll always think about how Sports Studio contributed to it.
It's their commitment to authenticity and extensive sports knowledge that makes them the trusted liaison to supply licensed apparel for the NFL, NBA, MLB, MLS, and USSF. You might recognize some of their work in these commercials.
50 Omaha, set hut.
How do you miss a pass like that? Get it in the goal!
But they don't just rent out replica uniforms, they can also design them too.
We actually have a digital design service where we can create logos, create style guides, draw unique uniforms to submit for approval from the production company. We would not design any of the league or college, but any of the creative scripted stuff. Okay. So whether it be the Middle TV show or the Goldbergs, we design all of those uniforms.
Cool, so you designed that jersey Axel wears.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Channing Tatum and Mark Ruffalo. So that's one of our most recent movies. So we did all of the wrestling singlets, all of the track uniforms, the training uniforms, all that type of thing.
So you're saying you do the whole thing. So do you have to do what Steve Carell wears?
Everything you see that's athletic in that movie was created and manufactured by our company.
Part of the athletic scene includes coaches, refs, the band, cheerleaders, and of course the fans.
Over here is a display from a company called Mitchell & Ness. So one of the services we provide to Hollywood is product placement. And not all of it is on-field uniform. Some of it is what we call lifestyle, or what people would wear in the stands, or as fans at a tailgate, home gating, or just streetwear.
Sports Studio stays true to reality and brings that authenticity to production.
Our goal is that when you watch a television show or a commercial or a feature film that we work on, that you feel like you're watching a live sporting event.
Common Sense is calling a timeout. When we come back, we're going to meet the team that's helping to tackle the scripted sports world.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
This summer, Tom Hanks is managing the impossible, the Rockford Peaches.
All right, time in. Common Sense is back, and we're at Sports Studio, the entertainment industry's leading sports service provider. They've worked on iconic films like A League of Their Own and hilarious commercials like did you know former football player Ickey Woods will celebrate almost anything?
Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts.
Now we're going to meet the team that's making it all happen.
So what we do is we try to make sports look real on camera for productions of TV shows, commercials, movies, and photo shoots.
Joe Cannon has been with the company for 4 years and is the director of marketing.
I work primarily on our account side, so I work with the leagues, I work with the brands that sponsor those leagues and create content around that sponsorship.
These companies and organizations trust Sports Studio to properly represent their brands.
Making sure that it is what it's supposed to be. It's not anything weird or unusual, like if the 49ers logo is supposed to be a certain way, we make sure that it is that way on camera. And the proper brands are represented. We're not sending Reebok when it's Nike.
And Gus Nagaro, the wardrobe manager, is the man in-house and on-set paying close attention to those details and making sure every aspect of the sports scene is authentic to a T.
The one that I take pride in the most was 42 a few years back. That was my baby. I pretty much took the orders and, ran to the factory, made sure that all the uniforms looked, appropriate for the big screen.
You give me a uniform, you give me a number on my back, and I'll give you the guts.
Production companies have the option to use an on-set sports tech to make sure everything is perfect, and Nagaro is the man you want on your team.
I've been with the company for 18 years. The last one that was left over from the last administration, and they pretty much keep me around because I know where everything's at. I have the key.
With the warehouse packed with inventory that travels all over, it's critical that Nagaro know exactly where everything is, including the 135,000 pieces of clothing, the 3,000 helmets, 5,000 pairs of shoes, and 700 pairs of shoulder pads. And that's not including the little accessories like baseball bats.
The wardrobe's very important. You have to know how many pieces you have, if they're clean, if they need repair. It's pretty much very, very important to know the stock. If you're shooting a commercial and we don't have enough of one team, we have to either create or make something work that you can adjust to.
And Sports Studio is quick on their feet to adjust. They specialize in more than 25 sports, meaning each day can be a new project and a different game.
It's a quick turnaround. Everything happens so quickly that the next day you're working on baseball, or the next day you're working on soccer, and you're on set one day for Fox Sports, and the next day you're on a Gatorade set. It just is. You never know what the next phone call's gonna bring.
It could bring another period piece like Hoosier or We Are Marshall. Either way, Sports Studio stays warmed up and ready to play.
We don't throw anything away. We keep it all in stock because you just never know. From the movie Leatherheads or the baseball movies that we talked about, 1947 period cleats, we had them in stock.
While Sports Studio does keep a stocked inventory and already offers several different ways to letter and number jerseys, they're keeping up with trends too. They can design uniforms using tackle twill, which is traditional, heat transfers with vinyl fabric, silk screens or embroidery, and there's a new process called sublimation, which is becoming very popular with athletes. This is a video online of the process. Professional players like it because the design is dyed into the fabric, making it lightweight.
Whatever it takes to keep up with the modern technology of sports science, we're right there with them.
It means I'm not gonna stop.
There's one more period left in this game. Stick around to find out how Sports Studio is keeping up with the changing sports industry.
something's not right.
My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
had double vision.
They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
Cue turbojets, cue insane athleticism, and I do a crazy one-handed grab!
Welcome back. Common Sense is tackling the scripted sports world with Sports Studio. They've helped create high-intensity commercials like this one for Gatorade, and iconic movies like Miracle about the champion 1980s U.S. Olympic hockey team.
When you pull on that jersey, the name on the front is more important than the one on the back.
The company has been in the industry for nearly 4 decades, and over the years, it seems people want to see more sports on the screen.
Whether it be the regional networks of Fox or ESPN or Showtime or HBO, there's sports content on the television 24/7. And so the consumer's demand for sports content is at an all-time high.
With people watching more and more sports, that means they know their game, and Sports Studio has to pay extra close attention to details to ensure authenticity.
The consumer's critical eye is at an all-time great level. In other words, they're educated. They know what a pitcher is supposed to look like when he throws a baseball. They know what a football player is supposed to look like when he's running down the field. And so to replicate that and create the authentic look that we're asked to do is even more important because we have a critical audience.
That's why having the right team is so important. It's just like having the best players on the field.
We have a team of what I think are some of the most knowledgeable sports people in the world that study those things.
His team uses their extensive knowledge to create unforgettable sports scenes, which is why Kester's advice to entrepreneurs is surround yourself with good people.
You know, business today is difficult, and I don't care whether you're running a retail food restaurant or pizza shop or a clothing store or a business that's a lawyer or an architect or a doctor's office. It's all about people. And so finding good people is really critical to growing a business.
With well-trained and knowledgeable employees, Sports Studio has already worked on remarkable projects and is now expanding their business as viewers move online for their content.
It's on Netflix, it's on digital, it's on Hulu, it's online. And so that content requires different production issues. And so we're working towards becoming a content producer and marrying brands and sports content together for digital distribution.
But that doesn't mean Sports Studio wouldn't want to see what they call a reinvigoration of the sports movie industry.
I think 20 years ago there was a lot of sports movies. I grew up watching them, you know, from Mighty Ducks, Big Green, Field of Dreams. You know, you have all those movies that, and you know, there's 10 others that happened within the span of 4 or 5 years. It'd be great to have that again. And it'd be great to have kids grow up watching sports movies like I did and really fall in love with that genre.
Sports Studio's work has graced both the big screen and the small, spanning generations and inspiring future sports fans. And Kester thanks Torrance for being the perfect place to grow Sports Studio.
Well, I just want to say, you know, how happy we are to be here in Torrance. And the mayor and his office and the Chamber of Commerce have been just incredibly warm and welcoming. It's a business-friendly city. It's a business-friendly community. We look for a long relationship with the city and an expanding relationship with the city.
Special thanks to Mark Kesterer for welcoming us to Sports Studio and giving us a great tour. If you need any sports service for a production both big and small, visit them at 1831 West 208th Street or give them a call at 310-559-3999. And if you're a business owner or know a great company that should be featured on Common Sense, send us an email at commonsense@torranceca.gov. And make sure to like us on facebook.com/commonsense-torrance. Thank you so much for watching Common Sense, where we offer you a rare behind-the-scenes look at local businesses and explore the secrets to their success. Well, I haven't finished checking out this massive warehouse, so I'm gonna stick around and keep trying stuff on.